Hey, sis. Hey, how are you doing
Hey,
today?
I'm wonderful. How are you, sister?
I'm doing so well, and it's an amazing evening for us to come together.
It is indeed.
We have to bring the Inflamed Sisters together in order for us to share the tea on the ways in which we can thrive together. Inflamed
Yes.
Sisters Thriving is a nonprofit organization, and our nonprofit organization is what's important about our nonprofit organization is that it is here to empower women, and we also empower men too,
Mm.
who live with inflammatory diseases to thrive personally and professionally. The importance to this is that despite having challenges that you face as a result of inflammatory disease or autoimmune disease, that doesn't stop you from being able to achieve your goals. So we're coming here today to discuss that topic. I'm Katina Morrison, the president of Inflamed Sisters Thriving and CEO of Nurse Loves Essentials. And we have with us today the lovely Ashley Nicole. Tell the people who you are, sis.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Rise Up Warriors. I am Coach Ashley Nicole, the founder, autoimmune health coach of RA Warrior Fitness, as well as the vice president of Inflamed Sisters Thriving. And so, my mission with RA Warrior Fitness is to empower women living with rheumatoid arthritis and other autoimmune conditions to reduce joint discomfort and increase energy, faith, food, and fitness. And so I am a rheumatoid arthritis warrior of 20 years. And it is such a blessing to partner with you, Katina, with our amazing nonprofit, Inflame Sisters Thriving, making sure that women and men as well, but especially our women, can stop hiding and start thriving. Because essentially that's what I did. That's what you have done as well, so that we are using our platforms and our voices to let women know what's possible, that they can still thrive professionally and personally while managing their chronic conditions. So excited to go live with you and to share with our warriors tonight.
Thank you. So Ashley and I, as you all know, came to know each other in 2021 through social media, Instagram.
Mhm.
We found that there was no one who looked like the two of us who were sharing their knowledge and their experience as vulnerable and transparent as we were. And also showing the positive side of things. So that's why
Mhm.
we wanted to talk about the strategies that the both of us personally use in order to help us to cope with overcoming disappointments.
Mhm.
How do we take those L's, those losses, and turn them into wins? You know, Drake had a song about that in the past. So,
Mhm.
how
Yeah.
do we do that? Why is this important? Is because, as you know, I'm a registered nurse who lives with rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, endometriosis, Chiari malformation, a host of things. And I don't
Mhm.
mind sharing a sister got ADD too. Most don't believe it. But despite that journey and those things that I've experienced, your health is very vital when you face disappointments. So, Ashley,
Mhm.
in your business, have you ever experienced disappointments that threw you into a flare, girl?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think that most autoimmune warriors can attest that stress definitely triggers inflammation in the body. Stress is not good for anyone, but especially if you're dealing with chronic conditions, it can certainly just send your body into fight or flight. And so there have been moments personally and professionally where I may have been disappointed or just super overwhelmed, stressed out to the point where, it caused my body to react in a way that it just kind of shut me down. And so that's why practicing self care and prioritizing rest is so important because, if you're lacking the proper rest and you allow brain fog to get in the way, and then that causes stress in your body, like, if you so I think what I'm trying to say is, if you don't make the choice to handle those disappointments in a way where, whether you just have to step away, walk away, console your temporary defeats, come back later, then your body will do it for you. And what I don't like to happen is for my body to just shut me down, and I don't have any say so. Because it's like, when that happens, when you let yourself get so flared up and your body is just like, no, ma'am, then you could be down for days, weeks even, until you come
Mhm.
out of that flare. But when you prioritize your mental health, knowing how to, console those temporary defeats and learn from them in a way that, okay, this happened, I won't let that happen again. Strategize on how to do it better next time. And then you just got to keep going. You got to keep it moving, but you can't allow yourself to get just so overwhelmingly stressed out, because it truly does affect your body. And what good are you to anybody when your body sits you down like that? You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Been there.
That
What
was
about you,
powerful.
Steve?
And girl, we're gonna
I
dig
know.
into that. But in the meantime, though, I wanted to say hello to some of the people who have joined us. We're currently
Coach
using my
Nice.
StreamYard platform, and so we're able to cast the video to several different channels. We're in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn,
Oh,
as well as YouTube, y'all, all at the same
we on
time. And
YouTube, girl.
yes, girl, we on the YouTube. Okay. And that's a beautiful thing to be able to do it and not have to hold up 10 different cameras. So I suggest, if y'all want me to send my link, I can share that with you so that y'all can get onto that StreamYard. But in the meantime, I did want to welcome in Still Breezy is here. Yes. We've got Soda K Harnart. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can pronounce it right. You're probably going to have to put that into the syllables for me, because I never can get it right. But she said, definitely needed this. I just lost my job due to my disabilities and trying to stay
Mm,
positive. Wow. And soda. We going with soda, sis. That
so
works great for me.
keep it simple.
Um, Yes, look, we're gonna have to keep it simple. I'm so glad, because this topic actually just came into my heart this evening, because I
Mhm.
personally experienced a disappointment myself. And let me tell you something. And when this is posted and you're able to go to the replay, when I started my business, my stepped my foot into the business world. I'm a registered nurse by trade, but when I became an entrepreneur, this was not something that I intended to do. I intended to
Mhm.
just establish my Instagram page as a way to provide people with evidence-based education about their health, about autoimmune immune disease, inflammatory disease. As a nurse and someone who's worked in healthcare for 24 years, I thought it was very important for people to gain accurate information. But it transformed into a coaching business, which was Nurse Loves Essentials, and a consulting business, group coaching, and then a podcast, and then into what we have now, our nonprofit organization, Inflame Sisters Thriving, which is hosting our third annual Summit and Gala, Inflame Sisters Summit and Gala in St. Petersburg. So it'll be located in St. Petersburg, Florida for the first time. And the purpose of this event is always to allow people to know that they are not alone, and connect them to resources, connect them to people that they could of like mind, that they can provide, receive encouragement from, education and support, be inspired, motivated, and empowered, to stop hiding and thrive and start thriving. And we're a community of people who are vulnerable and transparent. So even when you look at the topic, overcoming disappointments, that means I had to be disappointed at some point in my life too. And I faced that in my journey. While it appears like from 2021 to now, wow, this has been a fast journey for her. She's been having, waves of success over and over again. But Ashley was there when I was like, sis, I'm quitting. She was there when I was like, I'm giving up this page. This is just too much for me. Because not only am I an entrepreneur with two businesses, but as a president of a nonprofit, I also am a career woman as well. So I have a lot of, do they say burners in the fire? I have a lot of
A lot
things
of
that are
irons in the fire, sis.
irons in the fire.
Irons
That's
in
what
the
it is.
fire. Yes,
I have
yes.
a lot of irons in the fire.
I'm right there
And
with you.
that's why, and Ashley is the same. Most of you
Mhm,
don't know. And she's going to share that as well, that how her journey is not just what the appearance is.
mhm.
Yes, we are successful business women, but throughout the journey, you have those times where though you got to learn how to turn those L's to wins. I've faced
Yes.
disappointment. There's been things that you thought was like, this is going to come through and everything's going to work out and everything's going to be smooth, go smooth for you. But in business, you've got to learn how to pivot in order to
Mhm.
be able to cope with the disappointments. And that's where I want to go. People are going to disappoint you in business. And especially as women who live with chronic illnesses, we're oftentimes underestimated.
Mhm.
Where oftentimes people don't see, because many of us live with invisible illnesses, that there's a lot that we're dealing with, but we're putting that professional foot forward. And at times we're getting slapped around a bit in business and in our careers. But we don't stay down. And that was the scripture that came to my mind, that the righteous may fall, but they are
Mhm.
never stumbled. So,
Mhm.
what that means is we don't just sit there and lie in our disappointment. We turn those L's into wins by looking at things as learning experiences and growth mindset. Where do I grow from here? What can I take
Mhm.
from what I learned from that experience and move forward? So, that's one of the things I wanted to share with any who are facing disappointments, with anyone who has faced challenges as they've navigated multiple things in their lives, and multiple streams of income in this society is important,
Oh my God, it's a
especially whether
necessity.
you are single or married.
Mhm.
But it comes with stress. And if you allow those disappointments that are going to come to turn into stress, as Ashley has already mentioned, it can affect your health. It can turn into inflammation. And listen, we don't need no more inflammation here, sisters.
Mhm.
We've got to learn how to overcome that. Ashley, so what is it like with you navigating multiple things that you focus on in life? I mean, you're also
Mhm.
a person who has been seen in Women's Health magazine. I
Yes.
say 10 to 15 times. And this is the and beautiful ways in which she has been displayed in those articles. But she's got to fly up there. Like the travel can be crazy sometimes.
Yes.
What has
Yes.
it been like for you?
You know, it's a lot. And I know that it may be cliche, but it's true. God knows how much you can bear. He truly does. And I think my level of faith has certainly kept me grounded, and really just taking a step back in managing and how I manage my time too, so that I'm not super overwhelmed. Sis,
Hmm.
I live by my calendar, right?
Oh,
I
yes.
live by my calendar. Listen, if it's not on my calendar, it's most likely not going to happen. And like setting boundaries for myself in that way has certainly helped me to not be overwhelmed, because before I
Hmm.
started to put myself on a schedule and just put everything on the calendar, I was going in so many different directions, didn't know whether I was going or coming, and just felt the burnout. And the burnout is real. It's real. But when you're passionate about what you're doing, you find ways to, okay, like, I know I'm walking in my purpose, RA Warrior
Mhm.
Fitness, that's my baby. Founded that during the pandemic 2020. And that's my baby. And I've got, some other things going on. I work part-time at a local nonprofit. I also work for another wellness company where I help people get enrolled in an online store that has all natural products. So everything is kind of in alignment with each other. So I feel
Mhm.
like God has me in those areas for a reason, but it is so important that I balance it all without becoming super overwhelmed. And then, of course, the projects that I do with Women's Health Magazine. And in the last year, I actually co-authored a book that was released in April. So, making time to do that. I'm working on
Mhm.
another big project with Women's Health Magazine that's coming up in March 2025. And so, just juggling. And honestly, I hadn't told you this, but I'm working on another certification. I'll give you the details on that later, but it's an 8-week program. And so, like, all of these are things that are setting me up for success to make things better. But it's so important to set those boundaries and making sure that everything's structured enough where you won't get super burnt out. And one thing I am going to do is get my sleep too.
Exactly.
That
She's
I just don't
what did
function.
she?
I don't function when I don't have my sleep.
None of us can, and sleep is very important too to
Yeah.
managing inflammation and managing health, any health condition, whether
Mhm.
it's from diabetes to high blood pressure to autoimmune conditions. We need that sleep. And Soda mentioned that, and I appreciate what you mentioned here, Soda. And we definitely have to
Mhm.
discuss that. She said it's hard not to base our worth on how well we fit with capitalism, but we all have divine worth and purpose. And I'm so glad you
Mhm.
brought that up because that actually is fitting to this discussion too. That's one of the discussions I was having actually with our executive HR director of our organization. Her name is Camilla. And I've had this discussion with others too before. When I started out in high school, I actually didn't go into health. I went in when I was in high school. I actually was basically majoring in business. I went to a school that was set to basically help you to go right into a technical program or right into college,
Mhm.
and my focus all throughout my school journey was not health. It was actually business. And what I learned from that time in that is that there is no love in business. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, there's no cares in business. You know what I'm saying? There is no compassion and kindness. And that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the people like us don't have it. I'm saying that the overall nature of business is one in which it can be a struggle for people who are naturally empathetic and compassionate and kind to maneuver in it. Because you've got to be careful, because you've got to be able to keep up with those who have that capitalistic mindset. And it's an unfortunate thing
Mhm.
um, for many that it's hard for them to navigate it. But I just chose to be true to myself. I'm strong in business, I'm firm in business, but I'm not a mean girl. I'm not, I'm
Mhm.
a person who really cares for people, but that doesn't mean I can't be firm. So in
Right.
a situation where we're navigating all of, this capitalistic system that we see now, it's important for us to realize, especially those of us who live with chronic health conditions, to actually find something that connects you to your purpose, to what you're enthusiastic about, what fills your tank. You have to make sure that whatever you're doing, that it is actually something that drives you to thrive.
Mhm.
So, Soda, I know that you recently lost your job, but remember, like you just said, we all have divine worth and purpose. Your worth is not defined by your job, and your worth is
Mm-mm.
not defined by your business. It's not even defined by your chronic illness. It
Right.
is defined by you, and
Absolutely.
walking in your path and your truth and your purpose. And for me, it's about helping others. I
Mhm.
named my nonprofit Inflame Sisters Thriving because I want us to thrive. I want us to be in a situation where your health condition doesn't keep you from getting that job, or
Mhm.
expanding your career, or going ahead and choosing to go for that MBA. I'm
Yeah.
currently in an executive MBA program while managing all of this. And mind you, we have a major event that's coming up in 2 weeks, the Inflame Sisters Thriving Summit and Gala in St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Birchwood Grand Ballroom. And the purpose of this event is to do just that, to empower women to thrive personally and professionally, to know that they're not defined by their health, but they're defined by their goals, aspirations, and the impact that they choose to make as they walk in their purpose. And how do we
Mhm.
do this? With resources, with an amazing community of like-minded people, and our partnerships for health equity, in all aspects of health and research. So we want to see you there. Those of you who can attend, if we're 2 weeks out, and October the 5th is the last day to purchase your ticket. And there
Mhm.
you'll learn additional strategies on how you can set your mind, your body, your spirit to thrive. And in this case, we're talking about how can you overcome disappointments. And we talked about how all of us have so much going on, and we've listed out some things. We talked about the importance of having a calendar, the
Mhm.
importance of sleep, the importance of having a growth mindset.
Yes.
But one of the things you do so well, sis, is you teach people how to thrive through faith, food, and fitness. But the way
Mhm.
that you empower people to do that is that it started with you. You've
Yeah.
had some disappointments that before you transitioned and transformed your life. Tell us, just give us some details on how you navigated through those disappointments that have brought you here, where you are now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things, great things, like when you evolve, you have to go through some things, because that essentially molds you into the person that you are supposed to be and helps you to navigate through other life's challenges, right? So, like Soda mentioned that she had lost her job. I've been through that three times. And each time that I've lost my job, it's been an opportunity for me to elevate higher, right? So, for instance, this last time the pandemic happened. And so I think a lot of people, lost their jobs then, because it was just so much happening, and companies just couldn't survive. But I
Mhm.
use that as an opportunity to start RA Warrior Fitness, literally. And God prepared me for that moment. I had recently just gone through a divorce, a complete life change. I was out on my own, and for me to lose my full time income was just like, okay. But things leading up to that, I know God was in it, because I went to this event that my friend had started called Godfidence. And so it was at the
Mhm.
beginning of the year, January 2020. And it was about 15 of us there. And we all created vision boards and just really kind of set our intentions for the year. And so while I had my personal training certification for a couple of years at this point, I still had some limiting beliefs about myself
Mhm.
because of what someone very important to me, someone very close to me, told me that, I couldn't do. How are you going to be a personal trainer? You have rheumatoid arthritis. You can't even do a push up. How are you going to show someone else how to do a push up? So even though I rose above that to go ahead and get the certification. I was still hearing that in my mind and was like, well, maybe maybe this isn't a good fit, But I did tell everyone in that event, I was like, I'm really feeling like this is the year that I need to walk in my purpose. I'm on a new journey completely. And I know God wants me to help people. I want to become the person that I needed when I was first diagnosed with RA. I
Mhm.
want to help women who have RA, other autoimmune conditions that causes any kind of physical limitation. Like, I want to help them with their mindset and with their nutrition and with their gentle movements. And so I put that out into the atmosphere. And I remember that the scripture that we all kind of, marinated on that night was Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets. So that's what we did. We made it plain. And leading up to March, when I launched the business, like, God gave me the name RA Warrior Fitness. It was just as clear as day when it came to me. I went ahead and got my LLC. And then I started looking for a platform to put my programs on, because I knew I wanted to do that. And I had an old business partner call me out of the blue. Hey, I just started this platform, and I'm inviting personal trainers to put their programs on it. I was like, I've been looking for this. Awesome. Started building my website. And then it's like, by the time everything shut down, I launched. I launched and I had about 60 people to join my program then. And then since then, that it has evolved, and I've helped over 300 women to transform from the inside out, starting with their faith, their mindset, their food, what they're putting in their body, and how they're moving their body with fitness. And so, with disappointments, with what may seem like losses at the time, can always be turned around to opportunities. There's always a learning curve, a learning process. And even now, being in business for going on 5 years, 2025 will be my 5-year anniversary in March. I'm still learning, still have some disappointments, still have to console some of those temporary defeats. But what I've learned is to have my moment, give myself 24 to 48 hours to feel what I feel, brush that thing off, pray about it, and keep going. Yeah. Sis, you're muted.
I did mute.
Yeah.
I am so glad that you shared that, because there was plenty of people that needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Elevate with Vern is here. Thank you, Vern, for joining us. Dr. Researcher said we're all life learners. Never give up.
Yes.
Elevate with Vern said congratulations. Wow. Um, and we have Little Main Street Dreams is watching with us as
Oh,
well.
hey, little
Good to
Main
see you.
Street.
Lauren Forbes is here.
Hey,
Um,
Lauren.
I did also see another one of my favorites in here too, that was here for a while, but I missed her name. But for those of you who catch the replay, we want you to know that this was the topic of this is set your mind to thrive, overcoming disappointments. And why it's important for us to discuss this is because we need everybody to know it's hard out here, okay, in
It is.
these business streets and these career streets. Many of us are navigating multiple careers, businesses,
Mhm.
and all nonprofits, because we're here, we're walking in our purpose, but we also want to thrive. It's not our goal to be sick and tired,
Right.
and sick of being tired.
Mhm.
It's our goal to maintain our health, to get sleep, and to continue to achieve our goals. One of the things that everybody has to know is I mentioned the importance of pivoting before, and whenever you have a disappointment, and sometimes you hit a brick wall, it may be a time to pivot. Pivot doesn't mean
Mhm.
running away from that dream or goal, but it means attaining it in a different way. There
Right.
may be a different path that you need to go. I had to give up something, my consulting and coaching business, in order for my business to go to the next level. And that's what
Mhm.
learning to pivot is. But the other
Yeah.
thing that we want you to know is that you can't get there by yourself.
Right.
Everything that I've been able to accomplish has been with the help of amazing people like Ashley. We connected right in the first month of me having a public Instagram page. And I've
Mhm.
developed many relationships through that. So I encourage all of you, network, connect, and make sure that you're connecting with like-minded people.
Like-minded
Because the
people.
truth is, not everybody is going to want to connect with you. Y'all, as sweet as I am, as kind as I am,
Yeah.
as much as I'm trying to help everybody to thrive, there are people who do not want to connect with me. There are people
Yeah.
who I'm just not I'm not their type, or they're the person that they want to deal with, and that's fine.
And
That
that's
can be
fine.
disappointing.
Mhm.
Because when I
Mhm.
came out here, I was disappointed. I was like, I thought everybody, would want to connect and exchange knowledge and find
Yeah.
ways to grow together. But not everybody's going to want to grow with you. And some of those people who appear to want to grow with you are really there to stunt your growth. So
Yes. You gotta
that's
let
why you
go to grow. Sometimes you gotta let go to
exactly,
grow. I've learned that's
exactly.
another thing I've learned in business. People that I thought would be there for the long haul, sometimes they fall off. And
Hmm.
sometimes it's a good thing, like, okay, I kind of felt like, they shouldn't have been here. But sometimes it's a complete shock. I remember one time I had the shock of my life where someone that I was very close to just completely dropped me like a bad habit. And I'm like, me?
Hmm.
Ashley Nicole? Like,
I
everybody
know that's
knows.
us. We're like, what just happened? And people are like, are they really? They really like that? That they're thinking, why? You know yourself
Because
better than
we love
anybody
people.
else.
We love
I
hard.
love
We
people.
care. You know what I mean? So, like, but I didn't understand it then. And even though it hurt, I understand it now. They were not meant to go to that next level with me.
Hmm.
Just that
Exactly.
simple. Just that
So
simple.
just
So, yeah. Yeah. So,
you got to
again,
overcome those disappointments.
you got to overcome them. Got to
Yeah,
let
and I
go to
was right there
grow.
with you, sis, when you experienced that.
Yes.
Actually,
I was
and see,
like,
we
girl,
don't
can you book?
we don't talk about people, but when our feelings are hurt, sometimes we got to talk.
Yes.
And we're both like, why? We're not even talking about the person back. And that's the thing. People have disappointed each of us throughout our
Yes.
journey. And I still have not talked about them bad. I have not taken
Right.
to the social media scene and named names of companies, corporations,
Exactly.
nonprofits, and people
People,
who have disappointed me, because it's not worth it.
it's not worth it. We are women of faith and,
Mhm.
but we're still very human. So, yes, our feelings can get hurt, but because of our integrity, you know, it just does nothing to go and badmouth anyone. So,
Mm-mm. It's because
yeah.
you will, like I said, while they were trying to stunt your growth or not support you, you will
Hmm.
also in the end stunt your growth, because you are not behaving as a Christian ought
Hmm.
to, if you are
Hmm.
doing those things, because we need to be able to forgive. Now we
Yeah.
gotta, what did you tell me I needed to do? I needed to soothe my
You need to console your temporary defeats. Notice I said
exactly.
temporary. It's temporary.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Temporary. So we need to, it's okay to console your temporary defeat, but it is not okay to turn that defeat
Into
and allow
revenge.
that to become something that changes who you are as a person. We don't need
Right.
to turn it into revenge.
Mm-mm.
Vengeance does not belong to us.
Yeah.
But what we need to do is to find ways to set our minds to thrive and overcome those disappointments, so that we do not allow our health to be affected by unnecessary stress. We need
Mm-hmm.
to calculate our steps and the next steps we're going to take to stop hiding and start thriving.
That's
So
right.
I'm so glad to see Forward Vibrations. Now, Forward Vibrations, I need to let you know through
Hey,
here, sis.
vibe, sis.
Our hello, our virtual meetings have been on hold as we have been putting our health first and planning out this amazing event. But they are restarting, everyone, in October after the
Mhm.
event because we have to know our limitations as people who are managing multiple careers and things,
Right.
careers, businesses, nonprofits. But there's something special that is going to be announced at the event that that I'm going to share with you all in reference to our nonprofit community. So my sis is moving around in her chair because she see this time.
I'm fine. I've
I
been
know her
sleeping
so
for a while,
well.
honey.
She said, "So what I'm going to do, because I'm 5 minutes over. What I'm going to do
It's
is
okay.
invite you all one more time to attend the Inflamed Sisters Thriving Summit and Gala that is taking place in St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Birchwood Grand Ballroom. There is only 1 week and a half left to purchase your
Yeah.
ticket so that you can be in the space with a community that will help you not only to set your mind to thrive, but your body, your spirit, your
Mhm.
health, everything right so that you can stop hiding and start thriving personally and professionally. And we're going to have amazing guests there. Our keynote speaker, from our keynote speakers who are amazing doctors and
Mhm.
who understand autoimmune disease, chronic illnesses, because they too have experienced it themselves or been caregivers. And then to our board of directors and others who are going to be a part of our panel discussions. So Forward Vibrations. We'll be seeing you in October virtually. We wish we would see you October the 12th in person in St. Petersburg. 12th, 13th is the brunch. But if you cannot attend, there is a way to purchase the replay on the site as well and to gain access to it. So those are things that we want to share. And we've got a lot of excitement and happiness, but you will learn if you are there. She doesn't play about that time. Laugh out loud. She don't at all. Okay. And thank you for sharing Little Main Street Dreams. I'm going to stop. Keep it moving and do your best. Don't take anything personal because it's not for us. Whatever someone does to disappoint you,
Yeah.
um, that's their problem. You whatever belongs to you, it will come to you if it isn't
Mhm.
already yours and you just haven't figured it out yet. I've learned that myself. So it's been a pleasure talking with y'all today. I hope that you replay this, share this. Also share about our event. That's how you can support us is share about our event, share about our community, and connect us
Mhm.
with more like-minded people that we can fill these safe spaces with and who we can help to stop hiding and start thriving. Sis, where would you like to let this end and sit?
I think you did a great job, sis. You did a great job. I really don't have much more to add other than, yeah, like sis said, like to support us, buy your ticket, make a donation, share about the event. Like, there are so many different ways that you can support us, even if you can't be there. Just a donation would help someone else be able to attend, who may not otherwise be able to. Sharing the event, you just never know. People know other people. And so we're looking forward to this being another amazing sold out event. And it's going to be amazing. I haven't missed one yet. This is the third annual, and they just keep getting better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one will be no exception. And so I'm excited. I'm excited, sis. So
Oh,
y'all get your ticket, make a donation, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's thrive together. Let's rise up,
exactly.
warriors, and thrive together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, my sisters, we may be inflamed, but we're still here. But as long as we're here, we might as well thrive together because what do sisters do?
We thrive together always.
Amen. So turn those L's into wins, and those learning experiences to the stepping stones to your thriving journey. Have a wonderful
Mhm.
night, everyone, and don't
You
forget to
too.
like, love, share. And a $5 donation goes a long way too,
Goes a
y'all. It
long
is
way.
a 501c nonprofit organization that depends on your support so that we can support others. Have a wonderful night. Take care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.